Before Star Wars Visions came out earlier this year in September, there was a way better form of media that was adapted into Japanese animation, or anime, all the way back in 2010. Halo Legends. Halo Legends is a movie that runs for about 2 hours and consists of 8 episodes. It says 7 on Wikipedia, but it's 8. But some of these episodes aren't canon to the Halo mythos or whatever, but some are. I think, at least. Before maybe they got retconned with like Halo 5 and Infinite.
Kill Tachyon.
The first story takes place a little after Halo 3 in the broken frigate on Forward Unto Down. I think that's the name of the frigate. But while Master Chief is in cryogenic sleep or whatever, Cortana retells him a story on the origins of the Foreigners and the Flood.
Kill Apocalypse.
Cortana talks about how humans have been at war with each other ever since the dawn of time, and the only thing that brought them together was space exploration in like I don't know, the future. I forgot the year, but they ended up finding a covenant. But they all banded together, the covenant and the humans, again, to fight the flood that was supposedly wiped by the foreigners.
Kill Trocity.
Neely is traveling back to his hometown by river, having flashbacks of his wife. Now traveling on foot, he is ambushed by a group of other elites, but he takes care of them pretty quickly. More flashbacks happen, and we learn that this elite's name is Arbiter, or the Arbiter. He talks with his wife about the uncertainty he has with joining the Covenant and their prophet, and basically their whole beliefs in general, and this whole the journey, the great journey prophecy that they've been talking about since Halo 1, I believe. Back in the present, Arbiter is met with thousands of Covenant soldiers. While fighting, he has flashbacks of his friends snitching on him, and that leads to the bad. After dealing with the army, he takes on the elite that killed his wife. They both end up wounding each other, and both die, maybe? I know the samurai one dies for sure. But like I said, some of these may be canon, some of them aren't. But anyway, the last thing the Arbiter sees before he closes his eyes and either dies or possibly passes out is his wife.
Kilimanjaro.
Marines are pinned down in a firefight, but the last Spartan in the area comes and aids them. After the firefight, they get coordinates for an extraction point, and both the Spartan and the guy giving the intel over the radio, they both recognize each other's voices, and it triggers a flashback. In the past, Daisy, the Spartan, and Ralph, the dude over the comms, have escaped a Spartan training facility, and she ends up came back to her hometown and making her way back to her old house. But we are back in the present, and they get ready to make their move on the LZ, but is swarming with Covenant troops. While driving across the bridge to the LZ with another Spartan passing by the ended battle, and shuts Daisy's eyes and looks off into the distance.
Killionaire.
A Spartan accidentally fell out of a pelican and crash lands on some weird planet. Master Chief and Cortana talk about this Spartan and shit on him basically, but tell their captain he is reliable. The AI she's talking about says she's happy, and AIs can't really have emotions. Maybe outside of Cortana, I don't know. It's kind of confusing. It's been a long time since I played these Halo games. But anyway, the AI is called the... He denies his officer. Ghost denies this order because he's still haunted that he couldn't save his men. But he ends up sacrificing himself anyway because he's a timer on the suit. Transports make it away safely, and Ghost gets his arm shot off by, I forgot what it was. I think it was a Banshee or like one of those plasma cannons the grunts hold. But anyway, before entering the voice command to blow up, he remembers that his Marine told him before she died to always be human. And that is the voice command to, kill himself or blow up the suit. But he ends up destroying the suits, learning that their mission is to assassinate a prophet, and they're on their way. One of the pods didn't make it, and the other lands in the pond. Before O'Brien drowns to death, the Spartans save him. While traveling to their assassination location, they stumble across a town filled with Covenant troops. While taking them out, O'Brien gets ambushed by a brute with a gravity hammer, but is saved by the Spartan by catching the gravity hammer right before it hits him in the back of the head. But the Spartan and the brute have a little tussle, and the brute ends up falling off a waterfall. When they make it to the site, they set up to kill a prophet that is going to be landing any minute now. But the brute wasn't killed. He of the fucking little SMG into his eye socket. The Spartan tells O'Brien that he has to take the shot, and he's the last hope for this mission. So Brian, he takes a shot, and he nails it. The mission was a success, but Spartan died.
Poseidon.
Master Chief and a couple of Spartans are being briefed on their mission to retrieve a package that has been stolen by the Covenant. The team fly into a Covenant armada with some X-Wing looking ass ships and take on the whole fleet. After finding a single on the first ship, and they sprint down a corridor of Covenant, killing all of them. There's some first-person shots, and a knife fight between Fred and a couple of elites with energy swords. I'm pretty sure, but the commander elite orders that the ship to be the ship in I think it's an escape pod, but is soon being shot at by a couple of Seraphs. But both Kelly and Fred save them, and the main ship comes to pick them up out of cloaking. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that kind of like recap of Halo Legends. To me, this is a good high four, not a five, but a high four, just because some of the stories are kind of ass. The animation, some of it holds up well. The ones that are not trying to look realistic, like the last episode or last, I guess, story. What was it called? The package. It doesn't really hold that well in my opinion. But a lot of these stories are really good, like the duel. Even though it's a little hard to look at, especially in the beginning, because of the arbiter. He kind of focuses in on the background, kind of blends in with that. But anyway, besides that, there's some great stories like the babysitter. Prototype is okay. Homecoming is really great, and the duel. The three standouts are babysitter, the duel, and homecoming. Obviously, the two origins stories are kind of ass, to be honest. Odd One Out is fine, but that leans sorry more into the more anime side, which I mean, I understand this is a Halo anime movie or TV show kinda, but I mean that's not really that realistic. That one was probably more that one's probably more meant for kids. The other one's more not realistic, but those other ones were more in the Halo mythos, whatever, like the stuff I consider to be Halo. You know what I'm talking about? Like but anyway, I just want to say I really think this show is or this movie is really great. One of the things that I really like about it is that we get to see a lot more Spartans because this came out in February of 2010 and Halo Reach came out the same year in September. And when you look at the two, the only time we ever saw a Spartan from ODST to Halo 1 was never. It was only Master Chief. There was no other Spartans for some reason. And then Halo Reach came out, and the whole Spartan program was still in effect with Noble Team, and just seeing those guys with George, Carter, I'm pretty sure his name was, Kat, Noble Six. I can't remember the sniper's name because he's the most forgettable character out of the six, and then Emil, fan favorite of mine, but probably everybody's as well. But just seeing all those Spartans when I was younger, when I played the game, was I just thought it was cool because the only thing we saw outside of Master Chief was just Marines, the Arbiter, and then Cortana. That's the only thing we really ever saw anybody on our side. So I think that's why a lot of people like Halo Reach a lot, and that's why it's one of the best Halo games. To me, the best Halo games, Reach and 3 are tens. The rest are, I think, 2 and ODST are eights to nines. Seven Halo ODST is kind of like a high seven. Then 1 is kind of like a 6, to be honest. 4 is like a low 6. I haven't played Guardians because I just refuse to. Haven't played any of the Halo Wars. But anyway, I'm getting off track. But to me, this is one of the greatest pieces of Halo media outside the games. I mean, Red versus Blue is always going to be on top if you consider that outside the game, even though it's recorded inside the game, if that makes sense. But that's on top. I believe this is a good second besides the books. I mean, I've only been reading the what's it called, Halo Fall of Reach book. Really good book. You guys should read that. I know there's a movie about that as well. Probably just takes it's based off the book. So maybe I'll get to it one of these days. But yeah, I can't wait to cover the games on this channel for you guys. If I ever get that far, I gotta beat Call of Duty first. But then I'm trying to strive for this Xbox Series X because my computer is ass. I was trying to record some Halo Infinite gameplay for you guys because it just came out like 2 days ago, before me recording this, and like I said, my PC is dick, so can't really record that. It's all fuzzy, all slow. So in the background, there should be some Halo 3 gameplay, Halo 3 or Reach gameplay, one of those two. Depending on which one. But this would probably just be campaign or firefight. But anyway, besides that, hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It was a fun stroll down memory lane because I used to watch this back when I was around 12 or 11. So this came out. I probably saw this when I was about in 2014 when I first saw this, and I really fell in love with it because, like I said, the only other Spartans we saw was this Master Chief until Reach and then 4 came out. But the Spartans and that were just like I don't even remember 4 that well, but I just remember they were in cutscenes really. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys have not seen this movie in a long time, you guys gotta jump back on it because the next thing we're gonna have outside of Halo Infinite for a while is just gonna be the Halo series on the Halo series on Paramount Plus, which I'll get to when it comes out 22 and 2. But anyways, you guys should definitely go rewatch this. I butchered a lot of it, especially in Prototype and the baby or not babysitter. I did kind of well covering babysitter, but Prototype and Homecoming. I kind of butchered those ones. There's a lot more lore into those episodes that you guys should definitely go back and rewatch. But hope you guys enjoy the video and stay tuned because I'm gonna get World at War out soon, in like 2 months, but it's soon enough.